Everybody, sorry about the delay. 1 second. All right, perfect. All right, so go ahead and give everybody just a second. I gotta go ahead and reshare the video. Alrighty, so that's done. Posting this in the Discord. Alrighty, what's up? Good evening, everybody. What's up, dearly? 1 second. All right, perfect. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and let's get over to our news real quick like. And then we'll go ahead and as per usual, I'll cover my watch list, economic events coming in tomorrow, and anything else that is valid as well as my watch list. So a couple of things here, as you guys can see. Uranium plays U is what I got on my eyes. So but as far as the markets in general, we saw the S&P down 0.67%. We saw the Nasdaq down 1.02%. We saw the Russell 0.89% and the Dow Jones 0.57%, all to the downside. We did see 2 out of 11 sectors close green, with energy minerals right there. That one closing green, as well as and then lagging, of course, we did have technology in general, which is down 1.32%. International news, guys. Of course, we have a couple of crazy things happening here right now. Individual stock news: Cameo and other uranium stocks continue to rally. If you guys took my signal this morning, if you guys have been holding UUU with me for years now, I'm going to be adding to this one. I like UUU a lot. Beautiful inverse head and shoulders here on the daily time frame. I will be adding to this position for this is long hold, but I do take short-term profits on when I see it. So anyway, so we saw uranium stocks as Japan and other countries are reconsidering nuclear power. So that is actually definitely something to consider. Bed Bath & Beyond continued to rally ahead of company's August 31st investor update. Indians Reliance Industries is partnering with Google to develop a new smartphone and its 25 billion 5G push. Also, Meta and Geo launched grocery shopping on WhatsApp. In crypto news, nobody cares. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I was going to skip that headline. But FTX Sam Bankman denied rumors that they're planning to acquire crypto exchange Hubu. Whatever. International news: massive flooding in Pakistan has left over 1,000 people dead and a third of the country underwater. Fighting in Libya escalated over the weekend. Clashes erupted in Iraq after an influential Iraq Shiite cleric resigned. And lastly, a UN agency in urgent mission to inspect the Ukraine nuclear plant caught in the crossfire of the Russian-Ukrainian war. What's up? Good evening. Good evening, and what's up, MetaMaster? You got it. If you guys are here on TikTok, make sure to tap your screen. So anyway, other than that, guys, a couple of things. We saw Pinduoduo, the company. I did call this one. I said last night that there was a good chance that this sucker was going to rally. This one surged 200. Excuse me. Profit surged over 268%. The company reported 4.69 billion in revenue, marking a 36% rise year over year, driven by strong sales of China's mid-year shopping festival. In addition, pent-up demand as COVID-19 restrictions loosen and helping drive sales and proved the resilience of China consumers. Of course, other than that, of course, we we feel about Chinese stocks. We also saw that Jackson Hole, quote unquote, sent stocks spinning last week. But of course, the big question right now is, will they deliver the same message as Powell did last week? As the Fed officials are speaking publicly this week. Today, Bloomberg interviewed Federal Reserve Bank Minneapolis President Neil Karharshi, who didn't mince words. He said that the Fed pivot towards a loser policy, or so he said that the market was rallying in anticipation of a Fed pivot towards a loser policy that isn't coming. So, already, I have not gone over Tesla yet. No, I'm about to. Okay, that's it. As far as the news is concerned, again, if you guys are on TikTok, make sure to tap your screen. There we go, perfect. Good evening. What's up, everybody on TikTok? Okay, so that brings me to the watch list, guys. I want to keep this short and sweet, and I also just want to reflect on a little bit of what we talked about this morning. There's a lot of people who follow me and ask me whether they, what something looks like, and then, they'll just do the opposite thing regardless. I get it. You got to bump your head a couple of times. But I did say this morning, and I did call a couple of really good trades here on Meta or on Tesla today. You guys can track those on the Iris app. My mic sounds muted. All right, there we go. So we did catch a nice little 5-minute bottom bounce. This thing ran over, I think it was like 25% to the upside, hitting 287.50. But here's the beautiful thing, you guys, a lot of you guys probably already see what I see. You go out here to the higher time frame. We've got our new zone, right? Our new area of consolidation. Where are sellers and where are buyers? That is the question that we have to ask ourselves forever and always. Sellers are hovering in the 287.50 down through the 286.60 level, and buyers currently hold and have pushed above the 283 or 284, excuse me, and then bouncing off of that 280 level. So we've got the area in which Tesla needs to break above, right? And where it will go if it likely does. I've got a target on Tesla moving up to 291.71 and possibly filling even just a little bit of the imbalance around 294. So that's the play or the watch list for tomorrow. To the downside, right? What do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3 off of support. So that being said, if we do head back down, this will be the 4th attempt to break said support, and I'll possibly be looking to take it short. There. SPY puts today inevitable. All right, so anyway, we've got Tesla, and I didn't trade Meta today. Glad that I didn't, because if you guys want to take a look at the price action here on the 5-minute and tell me that staying out of the way wasn't a good idea, look at this chop. You did see a nice little dump here at the bell, but the remainder of the day you stayed in range, even in after hours, still holding this range. So for Meta tomorrow, you'll probably see a release above 161.15. And truth be told, you need to break in and above 162.60 to see any chance of a reversal. Moving out here to the higher time frame, hourly time frame, it does appear, as you can see, that we're sitting on top of this level. If you close or push below the 159.12 and 159.60 level, I'm looking for a leg down to 157.44. So nobody knows Meta better. I appreciate that. I'll take that compliment. If you have any request while I'm going over my watch list, please go to the YouTube channel. The link is in the bio, and feel free to go ahead and drop your requests in there. What do I think of Team Bull? Oh man, come on, bro. You already know. You must have seen my tweet. Clowns, my guy. Clowns. Not to mention, they have a major lawsuit against them. They don't like to talk about the lawsuit though, and they don't like anybody to talk about it. High demand zone. Yeah, absolutely. So this is a major demand zone for Meta. You're not incorrect. The first median in that demand zone is 157.55, and then if we can lose the 157 I would say 157 even. I would venture to guess we will see 155 to the downside. So, um, well, YouTube is streaming the same thing. So, all right. So anyway, Meta, Tesla, and not Baidu are Baba, Baidu. So I took an earnings trade on Baidu. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I have no idea. Beats me. But I'll let you guys know as soon as I figure it out tomorrow because earnings is going to hit and I've got a couple of different price targets on where this thing could possibly go. We've got a fat range here that we've been sitting in and an untouched support. I could see Baidu down to 101 and I could see Baidu school like obviously we've got a lot of build right here, but I could see Baidu as high as 178 to the upside if it does end up popping here on earnings. So what is this button device? Hondro, I'm new here. Yeah, right. So this button device holds my hotkeys and stuff. I do not like Chinese stock, but um, Chinese stocks for the most part, I have a major issue with. The audit really doesn't attract me either, or them being able to be audited. Nothing really changes for me. So, all right. So, are you single, Hondro, bro? You've been drinking, dog? Um, that's hilarious. It's because that's why I have. He's 200-day EMA. I don't have the 200-day EMA. That is the 500-day HMA. I do use the 200-day EMA though. All right, so that's it. That's it. I'll let you guys know what I take tomorrow. Updates tomorrow morning. Guys, I just want to recap. Uh, you know, we have fucking there's no other way about it. We have crushed it. We have absolutely crushed it. And continuing going forward, uh, taking a quick and small trade today, and then going into tomorrow, I do expect volatility to pick up. Hopefully we will see the consolidation that we saw today break through, and we'll have another really great trade. So we've had, and again, great trades. We're going to continue to try and exercise patience so we don't break that streak. Have a good night, brother man. See you, Kenny. Yes, it does. It's a Stream Deck. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start taking requests. Looks like who was positive for the day? Oh, are you asking? I definitely was. Had a great day. Um, where? Oh yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at TSM. I see Tesla, ENPH, Costco. I do trade options, AK, rather well. Uh, that's a good long for me. So, all right, if you guys are here on TikTok, if you guys again don't mind, please leave a like or tap the screen if you guys don't mind. If you guys are enjoying the stream, if you're not, then you know, do whatever you want. Punch your screen. All right, so I actually we talked about this, right? We talked about this on TSM. I talked about this level here. Man, holy shit, y'all, damn. We just talked about this on Sunday. All good. Straight up. This is perfect. This is exactly, you gap down, you hold underneath, right? And you push down to where? The median every single time, $83. The next level to the downside is 82, 81.90. Above you, you do have a gap that you could possibly go and retest and fill before continuing to the downside. But otherwise, you stay bearish underneath $84. And again, this one's under a lot of pressure from outside outside stuff. So Johnny B. Yeah, we talked about TSM put, TSM, and I had put so beautiful. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I don't see a change in trajectory at the moment. But of course, have those marks in which, again, mechanically speaking, you want to know exactly where sellers would more than likely. So, like for example, if you started moving back up above 86.20, that would put pressure on this set amount of set. This is where you would end up seeing, that's where squeezes can end up happening. There still is a downtrend just to be cautious of. Not exactly sure where its support is at the moment. The only thing that I could factor in is this, but it doesn't look right. So I joined right when you were talking about UUU, but missed what you said when you were doing it. I will absolutely look at it here. So all right, so let's looks like there's a lot of requests for Tesla. Guys, if you're on TikTok, I'm gonna restart the stream really quickly. Do you hear about the Iraq takeover? Yes. If you guys don't mind, move over to YouTube or just wait for the stream to reboot here. Give me 1 second. All right, let's change that. All right, sorry about that. Do you trade live in a group? How do I join? You can go to the website here, www.simplestacks investments memberships there, or you can go into the Discord and check out my signals and stuff like that. But we do trade live every day, yes, for the most part. So, all right. So anyway, let's keep it moving. So we got TSM, Tesla, just to reboot or um, iterate, I guess, if you will, this trade. Tesla had a great zone. All right, we've got a great little box that we can watch. Sellers are present here at 287.65. That's number one. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry, I was trying to pull up my live. Okay, so anyway, as far as Tesla's concerned, tomorrow I want to see it above 287.75. That is where sellers are present. Look at all of this pushback here in pre-market. So if it does end up moving to the downside, anywhere below 283.25, and I would venture to guess that you're going to retest the 280.50. Otherwise, watch for a squeeze and pop up to 291.85, and potentially even just a leg higher at 294. So recap. So I'm basically going over. We did trade Tesla today, off of a really a sweet bounce off the bottom. But I did not. I don't. I just have a call that I left running just for shits and giggles. But anyway, other than that, Tesla looks good in this zone again tomorrow. I would just tune into the YouTube channel or whatever. Guys, we're listen. Uh, the streak continues. This setup on Tesla right now, guys, just requires patience. If you're a trader if you have patience, or if you don't have patience, come and learn tomorrow. We did it this morning, right? You guys can go look at my Iris trades. You can go look at the percentages. All of them weren't big. They weren't for crazy gains like we saw last week, but they were solid scalp trades using weeklies, target based. The targets hit every single time. So now that we have a perfect zone, right, where we know where sellers are, so based on mechanics, right? On mechanics, not my trend lines, not a stupid ascending triangle, nothing. It's mechanics. Sellers are here. That's where they are. We got to crush them if we want to move to the upside. When we crush them, what happens? They cover. When they cover, they drive it up. Obviously, we look at levels like that 294 and this 292.30. So, anyway, if you guys are on TikTok, if you guys don't mind tapping your screen, for some reason my I'm shadow banned right now. Not shadow banned. I'm coming out of the shadow ban. Do you trade naked or nakeds or candle or vertical spreads? Well, Johnny, I always trade naked. No, just kidding. I typically do naked for the most part, sometimes calendar, but I would say for the most part, I do a lot of bear and bull spreads, calendar spreads, but I would say more or less naked. I'm a streaker when it comes to trading. All right, so we got Tesla. Let's keep it moving. What else we got? We have a lot of requests tonight on TikTok or on YouTube. Where's the chart request? This is abnormal. I'm not complaining. So, right, we typically want to draw trend lines where there are not any trend lines. Yo, I'm trying to hit that. There we go. And I think that's the case here, right? Because this is truthfully just a level to be watched. I don't really see that as a valid trend line whatsoever. But what I do see for snow is I do see a 183.75. And then moving below that, the first test that you would have is at 179.22. Okay. That is a previous rejection point. If you fail to hold that 175.85 to the downside, if you can manage or muster a reversal to the upside, snow, which again, not to brag, but this one did end up hitting 206, or actually 205.40, somewhere in there. Literally the contract that I selected on earnings. So that being said, knowing that sellers are sitting at that was the main supply for me. That is a huge resistance. The upside seems a little bit more daunting than the downside. Just throwing that out there. Snow, although does carry what appears or could end up being, I would say it's a little bit too soon to call it a cup and handle, but it is worth mentioning that from the highs, pulling it down, you did break downtrend. So if anything, you do have this entire gap that you could go and fill before it's all said and done. But at the moment, I would say that you have again, a perfect box, right? Perfect zone. It's on the 4 hour, but this is now your area of more than likely consolidation, right? It's just always so funny how price action adheres to the median. I love boxes. If Roddy Rich and a cat had a baby, that would be how I trade. Um, okay, so anyway, 184.15, snow, upside 196, 196 whole or 196.10. Why, Garrett? Look at where the selling pressure, sellers push it down, buyers try and pick it back up, and sellers kick off of, right? Kick off of the 196 level, right? All right, so Tesla is actually, I just covered that one on YouTube. Link is in the bio. How do you avoid day trading flagging on Robinhood when you're working with a small dollar amount balance? You need to be in a cash account. That's going to help you tremendously. Um, let's take a look at Apple. All right, so Apple, I've already got charted out. This one's beautiful. I love it. I'm going to start making a different colored pockets because these things start to get a little bit of confusing for people. But that being said, guys, this is money, dude. Below you, 159.67 on the dot. That's where we talked about it on Sunday. That's where we talked about it today in pre-market. That's where you need to break below. So far, you've got 1, 2, 3. That's not it. 1, 2. There's still possibly one more leg up. Now, what happens? Why are bear market rallies? Do you share your screen when I'm trading? I do, Rado. I share my screen. I share my life. Yeah, I share exactly what I'm watching, entries, exits, as far as where my everything is marked on my charts, everything. So I made $3.57 on your stock picks. You've been telling me that for like a year. I feel like that's probably a good amount of dough now. How much have you made this year? Um. Anyway, so for Apple, listen, there's a small imbalance below you at 157.75. washer. Um, can you give me 1 second, guys? All right. Puts or calls on Apple. How about let me teach you why or where you could possibly look for the mechanics behind, right? Guys, pay attention to what the chart is telling you. Buyers pushed it up to what? 163.55. Sellers pushed it back down. What does that mean? 163.50. Close a candle above it, good volume. You've got the median here, 165. That's a psychological number. You tap that. There's too much overhead, but all of this selling pressure, right, can be quantified or flipped into fuel for a squeeze or fuel for a move to the upside. Why? Because sellers cover. I'm going to keep repeating myself. Anyway, you are now in an area of consolidation, right? I want you to pay attention to the 4-hour candles that are within this area and within this area, right? We got a clean dive off this cliff. So if you're going to continue lower, push down good volume 159.60 into this imbalance 157.70. That would be my target. To the upside, any squeeze happens above 163.50. In the meantime, daily time frame, take a look at it. You've got a doji sitting here in the middle of nowhere with a gap to fill to the upside at 163.70. I'm not making this shit up. There's a gap to fill to the downside, 157.60. Not making that shit up either. So you have basically more chop above you or more retest above you, but you got a solid target to the downside if buyers do not end up stepping up. So Apple looks pretty good. Yeah, we do that. Let me, there we go. So anyway, I still see the possibility of testing this trend line, but we will see. This is given kind of off the. What time do I start going live on TikTok? Typically at night I'm live around 8:15. I got the kiddos right now, so you guys know how that goes. Well, if you have kids, then you know. But normally I'm live around 8:15 at night, 7:30. You could just set alerts, or if you're in our Discord, set alerts or set your notifications so that if I tag you on the PotterStocks channel, you will get alerts there. But I go live every morning as well, around 8:45, 9 o'clock. All right, so just to keep it moving. Nice, very similar to what I have charted. Thanks, broski. No problem. How can I join the Discord? We got a website right here, Simple Stacks Investments, or you can just go and if you're brand new, again, we're not trying to attract brand new traders. We would rather teach these individuals and allow them to follow us on the outside where there's plenty of information and instruction before taking that leap. But if you are truthfully interested or you feel like that's a tool that you could use, then you can go through the Discord or you can go through the website, either one. Do you use Thinkorswim? No, I don't. I do hold some like stocks in that brokerage that I had left over for when I moved, but no. Hey, we missed you, man. I'm stuck with calls. Oh, with Target and Nvidia. All right, well, which one do you want? We'll do Target. Ooh, wait, did we do Target already? Yeah, we did Target. Let's do Nvidia. Oh, great heavens. Holy crap, man. That's big. That's big right across the board too. So So let's take a look at the video here. Again, we want to look at these zones. You got a solid push off of 163.30. You filled your gap here to the downside at 158. I would say the next leg down, it seems like it's 154.36. As far as the daily is concerned, I mean, NVIDIA looks bad, but NVIDIA is also set up on the daily, right, with what could end up being an inverse head and shoulders. So you are getting very close to actually seeing that possibly bounce and seeing how fast or how intense this trajectory is to the downside. I wouldn't be surprised if that had happened. That being said, no, there's no guarantees, especially with things like this, especially in the climate and conditions that we're currently dealing with. Anywhere below 155.67, I would venture to guess that this continues to fall rather than bounces or turns it to any type of inverse head and shoulders. So, but otherwise, this is basically reversal level above you at 168 into that 170. Stevens, what's up, brother? Why you skip my questions? Oh, I'm not. I'm not skipping questions. This is I can only see three. So I'm trying to watch your guys's and I'm watching this and the Discord. So I'm trying to keep up. It's easier if you just go on YouTube. So all right. So Baba, which again, this one I talked about this one on Sunday. Okay. We talked about what is a dark cloud cover. Dark cloud cover is usually a reversal pattern of some sort. We did see Baba go in wick 100 or 101. Again, we talked about that level. You rejected it and you pulled back and you have basically below $95 even. You have a gap to fill here to 92.50. It is really that simple. As far as lower time frame setups, it does or did appear that we do have enclosed, like a lot of other stocks in the market, with some sort of wedge. Okay, this doesn't mean jack shit. It's truthfully, again, we want to understand the mechanics. Where are sellers? The most are the sellers that we see above us are around $100.75 or 85 cents. Getting and pushing that above, I'd like to see strong volume on that push, and then I would imagine that you could start kicking up towards. I believe I had a 107.50 target, but that's where I would be looking for Baba to move to. So, TCRT read. That's awesome, man. I'm trying to go up this chart right now as we speak. Sorry. Or up this I do use supply and demand and but that's not my only strategy. What broker are you using on TradingView? I don't use a brokerage. I haven't connected a brokerage to TradingView or anything like that, so anyway, let's move to Lulu. So Lulu, I already see a bottom trend line on Lulu, I believe, possibly here. That looks pretty terrible. Hold on one second. A lot of the times I use this trick to be able to find trend. And this. So it appears that Lulu has a bit of a channel here. Most importantly, it's like on the 4 hour, you actually have a bit of a head and shoulders, kind of. You got that selling pressure here. It's really ugly, and I don't usually take things or watch things when they don't have clean setups. All right, you got a broken trend here. So that being said, again, I like to establish where my zones are. All right, so take a look here. Right, nice push here, nice push here. You get a Let me actually pull that up just. Okay, yeah, so you get two bounces off of here. That's 303.40. So for any type of move or continuation of the downside for Lulu, that's going to happen below 303.35. And truth be told, I'd like to see it below 302 with good volume, and I would imagine you're going to get a $300 retest. You probably do not pass $300 without bouncing, period. With that being said, there's a possibility to retest this trend line along with the rest of the stock market. What's the point of the top screen for your strategies? Move my camera a little bit to the right. How's that? A little bit better? Is that good? Keep killing it, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate how sofa look. Not exactly sure. I'll take a look at it here in just a second. But anyway, nice clean area here. I'd like to see Lulu push through 508 HMA 295.50 moving to the upside. Watch that one. Thank you, Uncle Rico. Daddy reveal. You want to see my dad? Oh, dude, you're gonna have to go find some research, dude. I don't know who he is. I got a 23 and me last year. Gang gang. Or not last year, it was actually like 2 years ago, 3 years ago or something like that. Time flies when you don't know who your dad is. Sorry. Sorry, that's a joke for me. All right. I'm so sorry. Hopefully I didn't make anybody feel weird. All right. So all right, the next one I see is GE. I haven't looked at this stock in a long time. Ivan wants to be my dad. Sorry for the re-ask. What's the point of the? Oh, sorry about that. ADHD here. So this just obviously gives me an idea of sectors. For the most part, when if I do or I'm observing the heat map, it is a good way to be able to spot building sectors in the beginning of the day. So a lot of the times I can see, is there just an individual stock moving up, or is it the sector itself that has strength? So can we duplicate your view and analysis? Absolutely not. There's no way. Are you a dom or a sub, baby boy? I'm scared. That's what I am. No, you can't. So let me answer that question first. You are your own person. You see the world completely differently somehow than I do. You react to certain situations differently than I do. You have been through different shit in your life. Obviously, that makes you a different person. Therefore, your interpretation of the stock market, your strategy, and your personality all combined, as well as your availability, are going to have everything to do with whether my strategy is of any use to yours. But this is the hurdle that very few people, you should be scared. If you have any requests, guys, please, 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 I do want to check them out. But I would love it if you either go to my Discord. There's a chart request channel in my Discord that you can leave it there. And if I have time, I'll drop the chart and then you have it forever, or at least until it's invalid. Or go to the YouTube channel right now so that I can actually see your request, because there's not a lot of them right now. All right, so anyway, we're gonna get rid of these stupid trend lines. I just really want to focus on this daily setup where it does appear. Again, we've got a not quite yet possibly completed inverse head and shoulders. So General Electric. This one does have a floor for that shoulder. Looks like somewhere in the 72 to 71.24 range. Looking at a sizable resistance. They even found an item that was running low. Thank you. Instacart's lit, dude. I think they are public. So anyway, 72.12 could be a level to watch for a pullback. You did have a strong rejection here last week. Today, you got a relief bounce. Remember what I talk about with candlesticks, guys? 50%. I want you guys to just pay attention to where you saw your rejection. 50% of the previous day's loss. That's 76.86. That would be where I would be looking for sellers to possibly be getting out of their position and possibly seeing a move to the downside, or excuse me, to the upside. Otherwise, continuation of the downside likely continues below 74 40. Let's move here to the hourly. I want to get a strong read here. Okay, so the way that this looks is actually pretty nice because check this out. On the hourly time frame, you've got 1, 2 solid bounces. Where are buyers? 77.40. Looks like 77.40, right? Where are sellers? The majority of sellers are coming up off of the 78.50 or 78.75 level, right? So there, right? GE right there. Where did you reject today? The median, a break above that median, 76.89, 76.90. I would like to see another test to the upside. Of course, does look like there's a lower time frame trend line here, right? That could ultimately lead you lower. This is valid, right? 5 minutes, you do build trend. The hourly, you can stay within that trend while building. So you're acting so clever. I'm proud. I don't. Thank you. um, Potter, I can be hot. Potter, I can be looking at girls right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, listen, I'm gonna look at it now. All right. Thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it. Y'all are crazy. Um, so y'all know how I feel about the pennies and the big green dinguses coming out of nowhere. Um, I'm typically an avoider. I avoid those situations. So 1250 is where I see a sell wall. I also see another wall at 1275. So you could even have a wick up to 1275 and a body candle close at 1250. Based on the current trajectory, I would say that it does, and I don't. Yeah, it looks like after hours you closed relatively strong. So I would even potentially watch for an open up around 1254. But yeah, we'll see. Uncle Rico, I already took a look at Target for you if you want to go and take a look at that. Justin Allen, you're very nice and helpful in the Discord, but understandable can't be there all day. Wish the other members were a little bit more helpful. A lot of newbies ask questions that get ignored. We'll look into that, man. I appreciate you being honest with us and giving us some solid feedback. I'll talk to all the guys and we'll see what we can do about that. Can you look at the Leco announced DC fast charging EV stations to launch? Yeah, so LE, so obviously you have a fundamental bias or a fundamental thought process going on here. So that being said, I'm going to take a look at the chart, but do know that I'm just looking at the chart and that's it. So that I don't really have any idea of what's going on with this stock, but I'll give you an idea of what I think could happen based on the price action naturally. Um, so it looks like you landed here. This is a 140 psychological number. You bounced off of 139.80. I told you guys this morning, it is never, ever, ever going to bounce off your whole number. It's always going to wick past it just a little bit, just a little bit, just to fake your ass out. Why? Why does that happen? You know why that happens? Because people set stop losses and people put buy or underneath, right? And we raid those. If we're market makers and we're predatory and we can see those orders, we're going to go get them, right? Because that creates liquidity. So anywhere below 136.60, possible. I don't really follow this company. I don't really know. I don't even know the price action. To be honest with you, the consolidation phases here are extremely intense. So you could just as easily consolidate here, right? But just looking at these key levels, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not super clear, but I'll mark out what I see. So I see 136.40. I'm pretty good at charting. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. Everybody's again. That's why we pick sectors or pick stocks that we like, because all stocks do essentially trade just a little bit different. They have different behaviors. Guys, I'm working my way down the request list right now. Thank you guys for 4K likes on TikTok. Um, there's 43 people on YouTube and 17 likes. I hope that's not a review of my performance tonight. Oh God. Anyway, so that being said, resistance is obviously 148. If buyers would like to stay in control of this situation, I would recommend getting back up above the 143.50 level. Would probably be in this company's best interest. So all right. Mommy will give you a performance review, sweetie. Oh my God. Dude, TikTok's fucking weird. I love it. I'm gonna screenshot that so I can put it as my screensaver. Yard. Right. All right. So anyway, let's keep it moving down here. Looks like we got Amazon Gap, right? Amazon Gap to the downside. Let's go ahead and delete. So I know I got a bunch of stuff, right? We can look at what's valid, look at what's not, and we can if the levels are real, they'll be there when I draw them again. All right, so obviously we see this downtrend here has not been tested, at least not quite yet. It does not appear. Um, so as far as levels are concerned, as money, dude, put it on a cracker. Okay, so this is actually really crisp as far as I'm concerned. Crisp. Just arguing out these levels in my mind right now. All right, so first things first, I want to establish one thing, and that is that this is where things are bullish, right? Even though it's red, that's where things are bullish, or can be bullish, right? So I'll change that. I'll change that to a green box. All right, so anything bullish, I would say, and I'll move this up just to be kind. Anything bullish is above 138.75. That's to the upside, right? I want to also mention something. Anytime I talk about gaps, right? Anytime I talk about gaps, I always talk about what's the number? The 50% mark. I just want to point something out here. Do you guys see the gap here? I when I tell you guys, like, this is why I tell you guys these aren't things that are written in a book. I mean, maybe they are. I have nobody has ever taught me that. That is from literal just years of experience of just trading. That is what that is from. Um, so anyway, 50% retracement there. I did notice today, um, if I'm not mistaken. You did again, just like the rest of the stock market, have this lower time frame downtrend. So I would say that again, 1, 2, we know that things usually go for a third. It's going to be around 134.32 and or 132.63 that you would possibly want to look for a rejection, right? You see a rejection there, you see bounces there. You need to get above that 132.18, and then you're likely to go to 134.32. Simple as that. If you break above that, then you have another chance to crack into the 138.75s. And that would, if you can establish a candle there bullishly, I would imagine you'll go back up to highs. And then that would have Amazon moving up to the, mark my words, 150 on the dot. All right. So let's keep it moving. So SQ again. I'm taking all. Don't be surprised if he needs a quick 2-minute break. Do you want to introduce a bull? Oh my God, things are getting pretty intense. That's animalistic. I'm not ready for the gore horns. Have I been kidnapped on TikTok? All right, so watch that be like one of my admins or something. All right, yo. So once upon a time, your boy ended up shorting SQ. I did get out of that trade a little bit sooner than I had, but I had a $75 price target, and I said that I could even go a little bit lower. And I believe that I marked this trend line out, and that trend line actually was pushed off of and broken this morning. So if anything, Square is really on the verge of a financials collapse. I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, a bounce level remains at $65. And with that $65 and the remainder, excuse me, of the market, all showing potential reversal setups like this, you've got the inverse head and shoulders. Does it happen because there's a pattern there? Absolutely not. So where does it happen just based on simple mechanics? Let's find out. So it's going to be, obviously, I said 75. That is a huge number. That would be first. That's going to be the first step into getting back up to the upside. The second step is going to be truthfully above $80. This is 79.27, but $80. Okay. Establishing any sort of bullish candle close above there on the daily or around there would be a substantial sign of continuation to the upside. So Um, they're looking like he can count to 80. I'm so proud. Okay. So the real quick, I just want to cover this one. I called this weekend. Inverse head and shoulders to the upside. I'm looking for this one to retrace back up to highs or this trend line. So I'm holding this sucker until 1065, and then I'll trim out 50%, and the rest is speculative long term. Anyway, mRNA. I'm trying not to skip around too much. Um, so I'm gonna be honest. Hold on one second. I got Instacart here. I'm actually about to shut it down. I gotta take a couple more requests. There it is. So mRNA, actually, there's been a metric ass ton of selling that is occurring currently for mRNA, and you are at that break. So this is actually the floor, kind of like Meta's setup. So I'd imagine mRNA should be making a new low here relatively soon. One second, guys. All right, have a great day. Night. Nice. Like it was authentic. Okay, let's see what's first. Guava cart. That looks gross. Told you he'd need a break. Hey, Rapids, you gotta chill, bro. I got mango cart. Just I'm not a drinker, but yeah, the fucking I gotta stock up every once in a while. And then I actually have like it's not a cheap bottle of wine, but it's like one of my favorite bottles. I buy this it usually sits in my house for about a month, but it's the gas. Yeah, that map is lit, dude. All right, if you guys can, I'm trying to get to 5K on TikTok. If you guys can push those likes, I appreciate that. All right, so mRNA, again, I would like to see a retracement. So if you want to stay bearish, you want to stay bearish, all you got to do is stay below 152. I did not mean for that to rhyme. It just happened to play out that way. 152.65. So just a little bit more. But that would ultimately be where I would like to see this hold below. All right, so the next one we've got is, and I'm gonna try and actually let's do SPY. I don't know why I skipped over that one. So right now SPY sitting at its 401.40 support. I had this marked out. I haven't looked at it all day, but yeah, so you bounce there perfectly. This is either A, where you bounce, or you fucking, or excuse me, you freaking either flush through. So this is an area below 401, or just let's call it 400, but low 400 that you would possibly move down into this 395. And from 395, I have a bounce level or a target on SPY of three, I would say about 390. So 390 actually seems like all psychological whole numbers, but all three valid targets. So I will have a trial. I remember when you drank that wine. Yeah, I got a little bit too litty, and I think I showed the entire internet my kitchen and all the contents of my fridge. We were lit. Anyway, retracement for SPY 412. You've also got levels here at 408 and 410.85. So this is the time frame is the daily. That's the first one I watched. No way. That's hilarious. All right. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Okay, so I really like Microsoft to bounce, right? You got a doji here on the daily. And I would say that, obviously 268 is where I would be looking first to the upside. If I was watching Microsoft, is that's two. Excuse me. That is the floor that you were in the rejection point for today, but 268 and 270, a move to the upside, be looking for 271.80, and then ultimately the ceiling there. You're in a difficult area of trading for Microsoft. So just looking at the chart itself, there's a dynamic trend line here. I'm not, hard up on it, making a move off of that trend. But looking at it right now and looking at the daily, a lot of the times, yes, you can either A, heavily consolidate underneath your 200 moving average. And I don't want people getting ultimately like very excited because here's our dilemma, right? This is our supply underneath us, which we did drop into. But this little area right here, right? So from there, tired boy. Raven Moon, an admin or an off-duty police officer. You alright, AO? Yo, that guava card's actually pretty gas. It's good. No RSI or MO. What are you talking about? This man just called me a noob because I don't need to use RSI. If you're smart enough, you don't need those type of things. Not all the time. I have RSI. I'm just not using it right now because I don't need it. All right. Speaking of SMH, because this one was requested. So SMH has hit its 250, or excuse me, 500 HMA and SMA, right? This is in confluence with a major downtrend. That also, right, can be quantified with this area. This area is the next area that you fall through if you lose this, right? So I would suspect, again, like the rest of the market, I would be looking for some sort of retracement, probably 224.34 or 226.30 would be levels to watch. But ultimately, closing below 216.85, I would imagine you're going to be on your way to 210.60. So I will use handcuffs on you and a cage. You know, I've been told a lot of things on the internet, but never these things. Never these things. Do I feel weird? Yes. Tingly inside? Maybe. Is that fear for my life? Absolutely. Um, yo, hit up Mitch Ray for True TA. Are you talking about the dude from Benzinga? Swagger, is this because I didn't? If is this because I didn't take your request? Because I didn't like answer to you like immediately? Is that what? Is that what this is? If it is, man, I'm sorry. I'm blowing you a kiss right now. Very nice. I watched so many videos on options. I'm still not understanding. Okay, John, this is a good lesson. Give me 1 second, and I'll answer that. I'll literally answer this question. It's I've watched so many videos on options. I'm still not understanding it. I understand calls versus puts, but not expressing an option really means. So, we'll answer that in just a second. So I'm just gonna do one more off the request box. Oh damn. I just basically charted SMH, so same deal, virtually, just different price action. So you actually already lost your floor right here. See, this is $17. Oh, damn. My bad. That was the beer. You know, we're not like those other stock channels here. We're actual we're real people. So anyway, below you, and this is actually a nice little pocket, little zone here. But you close right here at the median. That's 14.92. Anywhere below 14.92, candle close $13.02. Bro, I just want to know what's going on. All right, let's take a look at what an option means. And John, if you hear anything that I say that doesn't make any sense, ask a question. If I'm answering a question, you already understand it, interrupt me. All right. So, first things first. All right. Yes, you get it. If you understand what a call versus a put is, right? So a call, we're thinking it goes up, right? And I'm keeping this layman, and we're gonna dig in it deeper. Um, So a call, obviously, making it go up. Put, we're making it go down, right? That's the simple explanation on what that means. But there's many different ways in which that can happen. Hold on 1 second. All right. So anyway, sorry about that. So here's the deal. When I buy, or options are literally exactly what they sound are. They give us options, right? So let's just, and all of this is theoretical. I'm not looking at option chain right now. So let's say that the today is July 26th, 2021. And I believe that in the next year, right? Because every week we have an expiration for our options, right? And a strike price. So that strike price can go obviously, and it depends on how far they've written those options, but these can go, as far as out of the money as people are willing to take them. And so what we're doing is we believe that the stock is possibly going to continue to rise, but we're unsure. So we decide that we want to go ahead and buy an option, right? And we go, and this is pre-split, but let's say we want to go with a 325 strike and we have a 6 month expiration to the upside, right? Let's say that within those 3 months, Tesla continues to rip. and is at 350. At this point, you haven't bought any other equity, so you have the option. Okay, this is where that word comes from. You have the option to utilize that contract to buy 100 shares at that strike price, right? So that is what the instrument is for. Now, same thing with the puts. We're going to be able to sell 100 shares at a predetermined price, the strike price, at a specific expiration if those contracts are in the money. If they're in the money, they're able to be utilized. If they're out of the money, they're worthless. So, um, it's a contract to buy or sell 100 shares. Yes, that's essentially literally it. And it reserves, it's like a reservation at a fancy restaurant that you can buy shares at, right? So like you specifically pick the strike price. So if you're using it as a hedge, let's say you bought Tesla here, you bought the top, you bought, on this candle 357 and it went up and you never sold and it just kept falling. So at this point, maybe in April, you're like, oh shit, I'm thinking I want to hold my shares, but I don't want to, obviously lose an ass ton of money. I could essentially, if it hit a certain mark, I know that Tesla would probably keep falling. So in order to avoid that loss, I can essentially buy, let's say, a 290 put, and let's say the stock drops down to 234. Rather than taking the 234 loss, I can sell 100 shares at that 290 mark. So, excuse me. Sounds flustered. Me? No, I'm okay. Wow. This is very interesting. I need to know who you are. Where should I make a reservation for our first date? The bottom of the Atlantic. All right. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for tomorrow's trading day. We'll be live around 8:45, 9 o'clock. Maybe sometimes we're live a little bit earlier. I did get switched by the way, before I leave, just to brag, if you didn't see my TikTok video, if you think you have ADHD, you don't, because I do. I have all of it. I have all the ADHD, all the AD. No, I'm just kidding. But I I tested on ADHD if you guys are on TikTok. This is like the scale, right? It's like ADHD sample, and then like normative, right? That's 0. That's me. I'm negative 1857. The lady told me that I was off the charts. That was nuts. Pretty exciting stuff, though. I'm the best at ADHD. No one will ever beat me. Oh, you're a switch. Oh, I'm so confused. All right. Um, yes. All right. Anyway, um, want to ride bikes? Ooh, I love bikes. You love bikes? All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take off. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll be up bright and early tomorrow. Got a appointment. So, but anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, night, day. Peace.